Hello guys, welcome to Saturday Night SmackDown. Or should that just be Saturday SmackDown? Well, whatever. This is going to be my little alternative to commentaries. For instead of commentaries, I'm going to be doing reviews on WWE. So, SmackDown's first match begins with Sheamus telling the WWE Universe that he's going to teach Daniel Bryan some humility at WrestleMania. Vicky Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler come out, and they say that, well, John Laurinaitis should be the general manager instead of Theodore Long. Moments later, Teddy Long comes out and puts Dolph Ziggler into a match with Sheamus. And basically what happens is, after Dolph Ziggler's partner comes out, Jack Swagger, and tries to interfere, he gets, well, Sheamus' finisher, the Bro Kick, which allows Dolph Ziggler to use, I don't know, they used to call it the zigzag, that their leg bulldog move. I'm not sure what he calls it now. Basically, he puts his head on top of his opponent's head and slams it down, face first into the mat. Almost got the victory. But Sheamus kicked out. So when Dolph Ziggler went for his finisher, the zigzag, Sheamus countered it and hit his finisher, which apparently he calls the white noise, for the free count. What did I think of the match? Well, it was good. It really was pretty good, decent, I have to say. But then again, I was going to say it's better than any match John Cena has done for quite a while, but then again, I can't say that now because Money in the Bank last year. Damn you, CM Punk. You killed that joke. Well, on to the next segment, shall we? Okay, so after that match, we have a promo with John Laurinaitis and Theodore Long with David Otunga. It starts out with Theodore Long talking to his girlfriend, Oksana, and finds John Laurinaitis and David Otunga in his office and asks them what they're doing there. John Laurinaitis, claims he wants an apology from Theodore Long because he shoved him onto the floor and apparently hurt his back. Okay. Overall, I think John Laurinaitis and David Otunga were definitely really good in this promo. It goes without saying, David Otunga may not be able to wrestle that well. He's improving. But when it comes to promos, I think he's doing a lot better than he used to. Than when he was in the Nexus. And then, we get told that, well, David Otunga is going to be facing the Great Khali on Raw. Which I don't think I'm looking forward to be quite frank with you. I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? I can understand Great Khali. He tries. I know he does. But for a big 7-footer like him to try to wrestle like everyone else does, it just isn't going to work. And with David Otunga, like I've said, he's decent in the ring, but he definitely needs improvement. I don't see how this is going to be a good match at all. Well, coming up next we have Santino Marella versus Heath Slater. Oh, the joys. Oh, the joys of me having to watch a Santino Marella match. God, I miss it when he was actually a bad guy. Well, here comes the Santino Marella versus Heath Slater match then. Okay, I'm just gonna state this right now. I don't hate Santino Marella, but I just do not like the way he is acting at the minute. Compared to what people think, I don't care about the Cobra thing. That's not why I'm groaning. It's just more or less the entrance and everything else about Santino. Nonetheless, seeing this match, I thought Heath Slater actually should have won this. The ending came when Santino Marella, after getting a kick that strangely looks like Booker T's kick from Heath Slater, walked into the ropes when Heath Slater was at the turnbuckle, thus causing a bit of a painful landing, then giving him the Cobra while he's on the turnbuckle. I may get hate for this, but I actually do like Heath Slater. Sure, the guy's not that good at promos, but as a wrestler, the guy is, well, one of the better ones on SmackDown. And I thought he should have beat Santino. Has anyone actually got footage of Heath Slater actually winning a match? I'd love to see it. Well, coming up is the Eve versus Natalia match, so let's get this one under the way, shall we? Okay, so the Eve and Natalia match, admittedly for a Divas match, is one of the better ones. Have I mentioned I hate Natalia's farting gimmick at the minute? No? Well, I hate Natalia's farting gimmick. Aside from that, the match was alright. I thought Natalia was playing a bit of a stupid babyface, if you ask me. I mean, after countering Eve Torres and they both knocked down on the mat and then they both got up, Natalia a couple of years ago would have been completely vicious and went to finish Eve Torres off, but no, here she's like, oh, shake my hand, and, well, she got slapped in the face because of that. But regardless, it was a decent match. It's definitely not the worst Divas match I've seen. One thing though, WWE, please, stop doing the farting gimmick. I don't want to hear that on TV while trying to watch a women's match. Thank you. Well, coming up next apparently is the Mark Henry and Big Show match, so let's get this one out of the way, shall we? Alright, well, the Mark Henry and Big Show match was pretty much what you'd expect. With some good commentary from Cody Rhodes, actually. Now, what baffles me, however, is how Big Show would kick out of a World's Strongest Slam, considering that Mark Henry has been pushed to this point, where nobody kicks out of it. But, no matter what. See, in the meanwhile, it was decent. It's not as bad as you would expect from, two giants going in the ring. After Big Show hit a big shoulder block and getting a bit of momentum, and yes, I did call it a shoulder block because I refuse to call that a spear. That is not a spear, ladies and gentlemen. It would get to the point where Mark Henry gives him the world's strongest slam, but Big Show kicks out. He goes to charge into the turnbuckle, but gets a WMD in return. A weapon of mass destruction, a big knockout punch that Big Show uses to knock out everybody, just for those who don't know. And got the free count after what seemed like an eternity. I'm deadly serious. I honestly would probably go and count that, but that means I have to go take an advert from WWE again on its website and then watch, the entire match again. So, Well, coming up next is the Drew McIntyre versus Justin Gabriel match. Oh, the joys. Well, let's see how this one unfolds, shall we? I wish I had a video displaying my rage right now. But, I'll say this right now. I hope Drew McIntyre, because he gets the Raw at this point. Here's the backstory. If Drew McIntyre lost this match he was in against Justin Gabriel, he would be fired, and well, he lost. So, Teddy Long fired him, more or less. So, let's just hope Drew McIntyre goes to Raw, or, I'm going to rage. All I can say is, thank God that it was Justin Gabriel that beat Drew McIntyre this time, instead of, I don't know, Santino Marella or Hornswoggle, or maybe Teddy Long himself. That's the only good thing out of this. I'm just happy it was Justin Gabriel instead of anyone else. So coming up next is the main event. It's Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. So let's get to it then, shall we? So it's the main event with Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. This is definitely one of the better matches of the night, with Justin Gabriel and Drew McIntyre. Just when it looked like Orton was going to DDT Daniel Bryan onto the floor, Kane all of a sudden emerged. Yay, I love Kane. I've liked Kane ever since he put the mask back on. Go figure. Daniel Bryan hurls Randy Orton into the steel ring post, which just about hurts Orton. Gets back into the ring before the 10 count and wins by count out. Randy Orton goes after Kane, starts brawling with him all over the arena, which eventually ends with Orton getting chokeslammed by Kane. Seizing the mic, Kane kneels down beside Orton and apparently for some reason says, "Welcome back, Randy, welcome back." Don't know what that's about, but I suppose we'll find out next week. And before SmackDown went off the air, John Laurinaitis with David Otunga, who was watching the entire show, alluded that he might put Kane into a match with Teddy Long's girlfriend, Oksana. So, a Diva main event on SmackDown with Kane? Who knows? So what did I think of the show overall? Well, I thought it was good. I definitely enjoyed it. I thought SmackDown did well today. And to be frank with you, I thought it was better than Raw this week. No surprise there, I have always liked SmackDown better than Raw. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is a reason I'm using Blastoise, and no, I'm not going to be using him all the time. Blastoise is going to be my avatar for SmackDown reviews, Charizard's going to be my avatar for Raw reviews, and for TNA I'll use Raikou. So, this has been Afros95, and hope you've enjoyed my first wrestling review. It's probably been terrible, but it's my only alternative to commentaries at the minute. So, Afros95 signing out.